Hi there, Scott Hislop with DancePlug. I'm standing here with Los Angeles Contemporary Dance Company Artistic Director Kate Hutter and choreographer for tonight's piece, Genevieve Carson. Hi, ladies.
Hi. How are you?
I'm fantastic, and the audience is seeing blonde all over the place right now. First of all, I want to ask Genevieve, I read in the program the inspiration of this piece. I want you to talk about it a little bit. I love this.
Okay. It was inspired by my 91-year-old Nana, and it's kind of about, she's losing her memory, so it's about memory and loss of memory and the beginnings of a life and the end of a life. So it's basically about the intricacies of a person's life and how they can forget their experiences in a moment and the gravity of that situation. And I incorporated cards into the piece because I have an image of my grandmother, my Nana, playing solitaire by herself in a huge house after this big 90th birthday party, and it seemed so lonely, but it also made me reflect upon the experiences she's had throughout her whole life, and yeah.
I love that. That's so powerful.
Thank you.
Genevieve is a longtime member of the company, and I want to ask you, Kate, you provide this platform and this opportunity for your members to create pieces on the other members. I want you to talk about that a little bit.
Okay. Well, I feel like I've put in my mind LA Contemporary Dance as a stomping ground, a place where we're going to forge kind of a head-in dance and its creation together. And so I feel like as a leader of that, if you don't also open up the doors to invention to come kind of sweeping yourself up, and the dancers that I hire, I know already there's those instincts, those things that are their own, that they have to bring to the table, not only in my creative processes, but along the way to see them nurture their own ideas, their own inclinations. And we had a showcase the year before, and Genevieve's piece really just stood out to me. And then we opened up the choreographer submissions and different things like that, and she brought something to the table through a formal submission, and I was just like, I trust this person completely and know that not only is her vision comprised of probably these wonderful, beautiful images, but I know her leadership and the way she's going to work with the dancers is also of that same generous spirit, and I couldn't pass it up. And clearly, as a company, we reap the benefits of having a collective that is as strong as, hopefully my one person as a leader. So it's exciting. Yeah.
It's beautiful. That's beautiful. I want to ask you, Genevieve. I want to ask you, Genevieve, sitting in the audience compared to being on stage, what's the difference in stress level?
Oh my God, I'm like sweating bullets right now. I'm so nervous. It's much more nerve-wracking for me because it's putting my thoughts on stage and my heart on stage. Not that I don't put my heart on stage when I'm performing, but it's such a personal thing for me that I would say that I'm much more nervous tonight than I am when I perform.
Yeah.
Interesting.
What about you?
I don't know. I feel like it was interesting today because I was standing back watching you in tech. So I was like the third person out, and I felt like I was passing on kind of that torch of nerves. And I was like, tonight might feel a little different. So I feel like I'm that proud mother as opposed to the person in the hot seat. So it's new for me, but I have complete faith. I have complete faith in you and the dancers, and so it's a fun ride instead of like, oh my gosh, like I'm dying here. So
relish in your relaxation tonight. One last question. I'm making you answer this because you said something a couple years ago when I worked with the company that I just have always thought about, and I think it's such a beautiful sentiment. Your feeling about the audience's role in this process of creating.
I mean, the audience is an integral part. Of course, there's a voice and there's an energy that comes from looking out into that black void and knowing that there's someone on the other side. And I've always felt that the dancer's number one goal on stage is to be open enough that they're both seen, and then also that the audience is able to reciprocate and affect what is happening in that performance. And so even though this is a bigger stage, we're usually right up in people's faces, so this is a different sensation, but when they look out, they've got to know that they're connecting one by one with people out there. So I'm excited, and I know that the piece already carries that heart and soul, so it won't be lost tonight. Yeah.
She's a smart lady. Kate, Genevieve, LACDC, thank you for stopping by DancePlug and talking with us.
Thanks, Scott. Thanks, DancePlug. Thanks, DancePlug.